Yeah, it's very nice, Rick.
Okay, there's 3 items, administrative items on the agenda that we're going to take care of first. Not a public, 3 items are not public hearing, not public input. First is the minutes for September. He's not here. I know. Is that a camera? There you go. I didn't see it set up.
You're on
You set it
camera.
up, Rick?
Hmm?
Did you set it up?
I set up Peter's camera.
Oh, Peter. All right, well, I wasn't here, so if everybody has a motion to approve the minutes,
I'll make a motion to approve this minute for September 1st, 2016.
I'll second. In favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Second item is, we got a letter from Parks, New York State Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation regarding the Grange, 58 East Main Street. And it says, I am pleased to inform you that the above referenced property was listed August 22nd, 16 on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a lot more of a letter, but that's the gist of it. So, did you get this letter, Joe? Could you enter it into the record? Okay. What else do we have? Everybody, this is another administrative item. We do have Judy Lancy went through the village, consulted some color experts, and we have a color palette for the village, which hopefully we will soon adopt maybe into the zoning. But have a look at it when you have a chance. I'm not going to do it now, but she spent a lot of time. Sherwin-Williams helped a lot, and she came, yes, right.
It's a color palette for the commercial.
Yes, thank you. Commercial only, commercial business district only. So you don't have to paint your house this color.
Although I would,
They're very nice colors. And that's it. Okay, the third administrative item on the agenda, I don't see attorneys here. I don't see Mr. Fico here for Scenic Village.
and Mr. Fico will not be here.
Mr. Fico will not, will his attorney be here?
I spoke to his attorney yesterday or the day before. He was intending to be here.
Okay. All right, well, we'll open the public hearing then with the 2 applications we have. First application, John McLean, 137 Sanford Street. Application to install an accessory structure 6 feet from the property line. The applicant seeks relief from current zoning regarding distance from property line of an accessory structure. You need 15 feet. He's
10.
asked, sorry,
10,
10 feet, sorry.
15 and then 10.
And So he needs a variance, so the zoning board will act as a variance. Do we have the applicant here?
Here.
Why don't you tell us about your shed?
Okay, hi, I'm John. Just moved into Webster like last year at this time, so very happy. Basically what we're doing, we're just gonna get a A-frame building, 8 foot by 10 foot, that we can store our yard stuff, our lawnmower, just things like that, so we can clean out the garage for the winter. And we wanna put it on the northeast corner of our property. I can show you the map.
I believe they have that here.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is Stanford Street and this is Sherwood, so we're right there on the corner. And we just want to put it right here in the northeast corner of the property, basically 6 feet or south of the property line. The only reason we don't want to do 10 foot is because it would pretty much be in like in kind of an awkward place in our yard. Our yard is not really that big to begin with, so we just kind of want to get a little bit of slight adjustment for that. I got a petition you've probably seen from all of my neighboring residents who don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I don't know what else, I need to say, what you'd like to know, if you have any questions or anything.
Well, the one question I had is why don't you move it the extra 4 feet to avoid a variance?
Well, because it would kind of be almost like too far into our yard.
It'd be in
No,
the middle.
the yard is small,
Yeah,
I know. Okay. And it's pre-made shed, drop it in place?
yes, they're gonna come there, basically on the back, chalk drop it in place. He said it'll probably take them 30 to 60 minutes to put it down. We've already got the gravel base and everything installed, so all they gotta do is just drop it in and they're set.
We don't make the final decision, all we do is give a recommendation to the ZBA, which you'll have to go to after our recommendation is given, our motions are given, and so you know that.
Yeah, that's 20, okay.
20.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions? No? Open it to the public. Anybody have any comments, questions? All right, I'll have a motion for a positive, negative recommendation to the ZBA on this application for the requesting a 4-foot variance on side yard setback.
I'll make a favorable recommendation to ZBA, as you just stated, for the 4-foot variance.
Okay, motion's been made.
Second on that?
Second, Chris made a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We're all set. Well, like I say, the zoning board's gonna make the final decision. But you have a positive recommendation from us to the zoning board.
I appreciate that.
Okay?
Okay,
Thank
you all
you.
set?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. You just moved in, you said?
Yeah, about a year ago, exactly.
Great.
We need that shed to keep all the things that we're trying to make our house beautiful with.
If you-
Because we have no room.
If you ask some of my neighbors like Will there, they actually are amazed at the transformation of the property,
Yeah.
The lady who lived there was there for like 50 years, so.
Walk by it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're waiting for the housewarming party.
Yeah.
So are we. I'm still,
Okay,
we're
second
still
item.
working.
Catherine Judah, owner of 153 Orchard Street. Applicant seeks to place a second shed on a parcel, and it's a two-family home, and she seeks relief from current zoning regarding number of allowable structures. This is an R2. Good evening, Ms. Judah. And what I'm gonna gather, this is an after-the-fact request.
They did drop it down. They dropped it down just last week. They had built it.
Okay.
They didn't know what to do with it. I guess they were only delivering a certain time period and, but I just wanted to show you the barn. It's not the, it's just a little tiny thing, 6 by 8. And I located it past the house. I don't know if you know the property on
Yes,
Orchard
yeah,
Street,
okay,
there's
right.
a lot of woods. So I would have to chop down that wooded area. And the reason I needed it was because, the shed I have is shared. I guess apparently the tenant that, or the owner of previously was very good friends with the tenant. And so they shared a lot of things. And when I came in, I brought a lot more stuff. And so there was no room for his stuff, and he was putting it in the basement. And I felt he should have his own space. I didn't think it was fair for him to have to, he's got kids, he's got bikes, he's got, and I have snow blowers. I came with snow blowers, a big mower, and this poor guy, so I just, felt he deserved his own space to put his stuff in, and that way I can manage the yard and take care of the property. I want to have plans to do a lot of work on it.
So this is a double, correct? Is it side by side or an up and down?
It's it's a side-by-side.
So he has a basement and an attic?
Well, the attic is finished, so it's a third bedroom.
Okay, all right.
It's just the basement.
Okay. So he's a basement. And who does the yard work? You do?
Yeah, I've only been there since July, end of July, early, first week in August, so.
And I gather the basement or the attic is not occupied.
Their attic is, they have 2 children. So they would make it another bedroom, that makes it a third bedroom. It doesn't have a closet, but technically it's a heated, furnace, it's a bedroom, it's another bedroom. And they use it as
Is that a permitted bedroom? Is that a permitted bedroom?
I believe so. I believe it can be used either way.
It was probably done before you
Yes.
moved in.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's another issue. But what I'm getting at is, we don't generally look favorable to 2 sheds on a property. We haven't in the past. Again, we are not the board that makes final recommendation, or we make a recommendation, we don't make the final decision. In the past, we've had a few requests for 2 sheds on the property, and I honestly don't know what the zoning board has done in those issues. I know what we have done. But I would request, you already have 2 sheds. The one shed is rather small, the other shed is rather big.
The original
The original shed is big and
is a little bigger, yeah.
and not in good shape. Is it?
It's old.
It's old,
It's old.
yeah. We try to work with residents, especially since they dropped the shed on the property.
Well, my other thought was, if that was an approving area, is to put it at the back of the other shed. And he could have his own entrance into like the same kind of shed.
Or
Maybe 2
somehow it maybe, attach it, or, I don't know, but,
Because it's not much bigger, but
Wait,
it's old.
How many sheds are there now?
2.
No,
What
well-
they did, what happened was, the new shed that's on the property, was ordered, it was ready, so they dropped it on the
I
property.
get it. There's one shown here, and this is not the new one?
That is the new one.
That is the new one, yes.
So where's
Yeah.
Where's this third one?
There is no
No,
third
there's
one,
not.
there's just 2, this one and this one.
And actually, the diagram, I think when I gave that to you guys, it's back a little farther. Mostly because I was worried about the blacktop driveway.
Yeah, it is back farther.
I put it, I didn't put it there, I was worried, so I put it actually way back behind the house, about at the line. So it's a good 12, I measured it 12 feet from
From the
the,
property line?
yeah. I measured it right before I came to make sure we were within standards for you.
Okay. And before you bought this, did you realize there was only 1 shed allowed?
No,
You did?
no. It wasn't until I went to put it on, and
Yeah,
I came to get the permit,
yeah,
and, yeah, that's when I learned.
okay. Questions from the rest of the board? Or no questions, board?
Correct me if I'm wrong, code allows a 600 square foot garage structure.
Yes, they do.
And one accessory structure.
Yes.
So
No, I understand.
sheds
Yeah.
versus a
No,
garage and a
There's not a
shed.
garage, right? There's not a garage.
There's no garage for either.
No
of
garage,
us.
yeah, there's
No garage.
Right.
Anyone else? Open it to the public for questions, comments? Anybody? Close it, bring it back to the board.
So this is
Go ahead.
not a shed, this is a garage, right?
Well, no, it's still a shed. It's still a shed.
Wooden
It's a
floor.
very small garage.
Yes, motorcycle size.
This
Wouldn't
small.
fit a car in it.
Well, garages don't have to hold cars, they can hold motorcycles.
Again, we don't have to make the decision, just a recommendation. So if someone wants to make a motion on this, positive or negative recommendation to ZBA on a variance to add a second shed.
I will make a positive recommendation for a variance for multiple accessory structures on the property.
Okay, motion's been made, second? So, go ahead.
We'll have discussion, go ahead, the motion's already been made.
Okay. Seconded. Kathy, all in favor?
Yes.
Oh, All in favor?
Aye.
No. Okay, motion passes?
Okay.
Yes, discussion?
Would you like to change your motion to, say, 2 accessory structures rather than multiple?
Yes, I would like to
Okay.
clarify the word multiple.
Yeah, sure.
2 accessory structures.
That would be, yes, okay, 2 accessory structures. Motion's been made, motion's been changed, request a change from multiple to 2 accessory structures on the property. And positive recommendation to ZBA on that. All in favor?
Aye.
I know, okay. So the motion still passes. You have a positive recommendation from the planning board to the ZBA on that. 2 weeks, you go to the zoning board, and they'll make the final decision.
And they will be here too?
That will be here too.
Okay.
Same, well, actually, not the same people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hang on, I have a question. Because these are not garages, so they're accessory structures, maximum accessory structure size combined or individually is 100 square feet. Do we need a variance for size, exceeding the size of the accessory structure?
I don't think so, because they're not attached. They're separate.
It's not one structure.
They're separate structures.
Good point, though.
Point of clarification.
Good point.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, attorney for Scenic Village? Ah, I recognize you.
My name is Jeff Clark, representing
Jeff.
Mr. Pico. First thing I should do is apologize for yet another phase associated with this project. I am the third string attorney.
Oh.
Apparently lots of conflicts arose this week, including one with Mr. Pico. I've had a conversation with Mr. Mayor. I actually sit in his chair for the town of Mendon. And I noticed that you have much nicer chairs than we do, which I will bring back to my council.
Okay, well, what you're here for is a non-public hearing.
Right.
We're back to so what you're here for is we have a couple questions. It's going to be pretty cut and dry. And we'll just
Okay.
we'll go on to that.
I
So,
may be able to eliminate one of your questions by indicating that one of my assignments was to communicate that Mr. Pico is prepared to put the top layer down, put that top layer of asphalt down before November 15th.
Okay.
So he's committed to it.
What prompted that? Why is he doing that and not sidewalks,
Well,
parking, the other infrastructure?
this is why I think he's doing it. One, he wants to be cooperative with the board. The town understands this project has been going on for some time. He was hesitant to do that out of concern that because there are a number of units still to be constructed, that the construction vehicle traffic would do some damage to the top layer and that he would have to do it all over again. However, he's willing, I suppose, to take that risk. And if that would, the village would deem that to be useful, cooperative, helpful. As to the sidewalks and the parking spots, if he were to construct those now for the unconstructed units, he would have to tear them all up again in order to accommodate the construction. So it's a practical and financial matter for the developer.
Now, given that the asphalt plants in Rochester generally close by November 1st.
Thanksgiving is the rule.
Thanksgiving?
Depending on the weather.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the commitment that I can make is that it will be done while the asphalt plants are still in operation. I think November 15th is probably the last day, but I would expect it to happen as soon as possible.
Okay, one of the questions we have, is the developer, Mr. Fico, and Malone, do they have a date, a concrete date, a certain date, that they can, that they have, and the sidewalks, and the rest of the infrastructure will be done?
I think the only thing concrete with respect to that is that he understands that no certificate of occupancy will be issued until there are sidewalks and parking spots. He understands that that's a condition, and he would not expect to have a C of O until that was done. As to when those units will be built, I can't give you a date.
Okay, does he have a date, or do you have a date from the owners on a date that we will know when something's going to be done?
How about if I communicate that to Mr. Mayor as soon as I pose the question to Mr. Fico? I was not given that date, that information.
Okay. Dave, do you have any,
Really, those were the only questions that I had. Those were the questions that I put out in the email to your office. And I think those are the relevant questions.
And whatever the answer is to the final question, I will communicate that to Mr. Mayor by tomorrow.
okay, the board, we've heard your answers to that. The board's going to hold off making any motions or any decisions until the November meeting, so we can mull over what we have in front of us and make a decision on the site plan then. We'll have time to digest some of this. What I will request from Will, I guess Will and Jake, or just you, is when and if the paving is done, that you be on site.
Okay.
And, if there's any issue, that you communicate that to us. So.
Would it be useful for us to make that commitment in writing as well? Would you like a letter from?
Sure, it'd be fine. Thank you.
I'll do that.
That's all we really have, Jeff.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Good to see you.
You too. Okay. Dave, anything else on that? Okay. That's all we have, really.
What questions?
As a public, it's not a public hearing. That's not.
Regarding the paving process, there's supposed to be a milling process involved, correct, Will?
I'm sorry?
We're not just gonna put a top coat over the patching and all the infrastructure the way it's damaged already, are we?
Well, it depends. I've talked to several people that do paving, and they said as long as it has been maintained and as long as it has been sealed, the,
It's a good question too, yeah, does it have to be milled?
Well,
I mean, if we, I'll toss this to the planning board. The planning board, I would assume, has every right to say that the binder be inspected prior to the top going down to make sure that it is.
I would assume that that would be
Yeah,
done.
I'm not an expert at.
right, I was asking, because the
Yeah.
infrastructure is damaged terribly right now. And the numerous patching has ruined the whole surface, so you're not gonna tell me, I've done a little asphalt myself.
Yeah.
You can throw an inch and a half over here, and 3 inches over here, just because you got different levels of patching. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
no.
So the right way to do it, according to the Attorney General's office, was to have it milled and properly, like you guys did the other side.
Yeah,
Fantastic, fantastic job.
yeah.
And it was recycled, I believe, too, the
Yes,
gentleman.
that's correct.
Fantastic job.
Did, Dave, can you request a inspection of that through the attorney?
Yeah, I'll certainly communicate that to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, because you're right, it's,
I just don't wanna see a Mickey Mouse
yeah.
task on here, and all of a sudden we're dragging our feet again, now we got another problem. Well, I did what you asked me to do. No, you didn't do it the right way. There's procedures, and it's gotta be followed. That's all I'm asking.
My concern is the asphalt plants. You know, if we get into
Thank you.
winter. Okay, I think we have everything. We have, got the paint. This is not a, everybody get a copy of their training? Okay. All right, I'll have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we can-